What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. This video is going to be all about the Shazam movie, including Black Adam, possible really crazy casting for Shazam, and how it's going to tie in to the DCFU. So let's get right into it. Now, you will remember that The Rock was cast as Black Adam in this movie, I want to say up to 5 years ago. So this has been something that's been going on for a long time. Now, originally, when this movie was being put into development, there was no DC Extended Universe. By the way, that's what they're calling it. I'm still going to call it the DCFU because I think it's awesome. Shout out to Lee Shadle. But anyways, they did not have the DCFU at that time. So this movie was developed separately. Now, when the DCFU started to come together and they retroactively took Man of Steel and made it the first movie in this slate, and they've been connecting everything since, there were a lot of rumors that the Shazam movie was actually not going to be connected to that universe and be its own thing, an artistic film kind of outside of that universe where the hero could be the only hero, right? So if you remember back, the original slate of all of these superhero movies, the best example I can think of is the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. It's he's the only superhero, which just puts the lens completely on him, and it was kind of its own thing. But they all kind of ended up having very similar arcs. And, whether you like it or not, though, that was the pattern then. The idea that there were no other heroes. It's very much the model that a lot of indie books use now in comics themselves. Oh, there's no heroes around. This guy has to step up to the plate because of that. Because there's a responsibility displacement if there are already all of these other heroes out there. But that's a discussion for a later time. The point being, recently, they came out and said, and by they I mean Warner Brothers, came out and said that yes, the Shazam movie is going to be connected to the DCFU. And yes, The Rock is still connected to the film. Now, this is a really big deal for a couple of different reasons. There's the fact that Black Adam, who's the character that The Rock's going to play, is so strong, and strong with magic, which, by the way, if you didn't know, is a weakness of Superman. Superman is weak to kryptonite and magic. Magic people give him a run for his money. In fact, sidebar on a sidebar, Enchantress in the New 52 literally almost murders Superman in the first couple issues of the Justice League. So it was really cool to see her in Suicide Squad, and I hope her character stays there, because magic would be a nice little silver bullet for Superman, because it's always nice for him to need other people, right? But anyways, getting back to the point at hand, this movie's going on, it's being connected, and I think personally this is a really good idea. Now, Shazam himself, right, he's a little kid. If you didn't know this, he's a little kid who gets in touch with this wizard, right, who says that he's worthy of this power. I believe it's the Rock of Gibraltar that this wizard's on it. Really weird golden age, silver age stuff with magic and stuff like that. But the kid basically is endowed with this power to be a hero, and because he idolizes Superman, when he transforms and he says the word Shazam and a lightning bolt comes, blasts him, and then he transforms into an adult, a strong adult, he is literally looks almost identical to Superman. It's an ideological version of what he would want to be as a hero, okay? So this really weird rumor came to my ears, and at first I completely dismissed it, but the more I thought about it, I kind of fell in love with the idea. You will never guess who is apparently in talks to be Shazam. Are you ready? It's this big old muscly guy that has actual conflict with The Rock in the wrestling world, and that would be John Cena. Okay, now stay with me on this. Now, at first, I probably had the reaction you're thinking right now. It's no, John Cena? No, just no. Well, maybe you should check out a few of the movies he's actually been in recently, including Trainwreck and I believe Mothers or Stepmothers or something, that Amy Poehler one or whatever. The dude's actually a really good actor, and he's also hilarious. And he also has that kind of kiddish, childish charm that I think would really, really work for this iteration of Shazam. Now you got to remember, like, Shazam is a kid, right? So when he goes and meets with the Justice League, like, if you think Superman is the Boy Scout, this Shazam person is like so much more of a Boy Scout. He's so ideological and like proper, and also kind of like naive and kind of dumb, because he's still got that kid's mentality. So you could have some really, really funny moments in there where like John Cena is playing this character who kind of looks like Superman, and he still could act like a kid, which he kind of does in Trainwreck. He kind of acts like a child in Trainwreck. So I just think that that actually could end up being really cool. Plus, you could play off the fact that in the WWE, these two, of course, have a huge rivalry. Would it not be dope to see them come out on like a Raw, dressed as Shazam and Black Adom, and get in the ring and rumble as those two characters? Like, damn. That should be awesome. And I don't even really like wrestling anymore. Like, I used to like it when The Rock was big back in the day, but I've totally fallen out of it. But a lot of comic book people actually still really like wrestling because it has some of the same ideas, you know, like the big bulking hero guys, the heels, the villains, and things like that. So I think that could actually be really, really cool. But let me know in the comment section, what do you think about the Shazam movie moving forward, being connected to the DCFU? What do you think about The Rock still being Black Adom? And what do you think about John Cena possibly being cast as Shazam? Now, this, you're not going to hear this rumor anywhere. It's like a rumor on a rumor. It came to me through the wind, and I actually got it from John Campia from the Collider channel. But, you know, he freely admits they're just in talks. It's like a rumor on a rumor, but I think it would be legit. Let me know what you think about that. And also, who do you think they should cast as the kid that becomes Shazam? Who do you think they should cast as that kid? Alright, so let me know. Now it's time to check that nerd card, and now you're going to know why I've been so ambiguous when it comes to the kid. Because the nerd question is, what is the name of that kid that says Shazam and then becomes Shazam? He's a small kid, very, very young in the comics. They might age him up for the movie, but answer the question, what is the name of that kid? Like the video if you thought it was sweet. Subscribe to the channel, guys. I got a ton of stuff. There's just so much going on right now. It's like hard for me to even like pick what I want to cover because there's so much goodness happening, so many different rumors all over the place. So I decided to do this video today. There's going to be a ton more going on very, very soon. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya.